Welcome. This is your homework solution for week 31 for IM2. Here we have Thursday's problem. For each problem, there it starts at the original, which is in black, which is x squared, and it goes all the way to this function, which is the blue one, which is going to be written as g of x. So a couple of transformations happen. Okay, so first of all, we're going to describe it, then we're going to write the equation for it. Okay, so um, okay, so um, very easily we start here at x squared, right? Then it looks like it moved, so it went what way here? It went 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and looks like it went down 1. Okay, so the new vertex, so I could say the vertex here is what? -1, -2, -3, -4, -4, and the other one is what? -1. So here, my h, okay, is 4, and my k is what? 1. Okay, remember, when I write it, it has to be the opposite, all right, for the um, h here, right? So anything else happen? Nope, it opens up. Anything happens to the size? Nope. So here it still stays opens up. So the a here has to be positive, and it's the same size, so it's the same size, so a has to be equal to 1. So let me write down my equation. I know that it has to be g of x is equal to a. Here this is x squared, so x is going to be something squared, then it's going to have some k here, right? So it's like a minus h plus k. Okay, this is just vertex form. So we know that a has to be what? Equal to 1. So I could just erase this. I could just put a 1 here. Right? Then I know of h. What is h here? Okay. The h here is what? Um, plus h. So it's plus h. Because remember, when we write it, it becomes a minus. So that's what I mean. And the k is -1. Oh, this is a -1. So this has to be a what? -1. Okay, so this is -1. Alright, what about here? Let's do this one. Black is the original, no, which is of x. We just have to write what this one is now. So let's look at its vertex. Its new vertex is what? 1 comma what? 0. So here it's 1 comma 0, so h is going to be equal to -1, and your k is going to be equal to 0. Okay. It opens down now. So a has to be a -1. Anything happens to the size? No, nothing happened to it. So now we can just write the equation. So it's g of x is equal to a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. Remember, this is just standard. This is just the vertex form. So we know that first of all, there's going to be a -1 in front because it flips down. Then we know that the h here is what? It's a -1, so we just write it -1. Be careful, right? If this is a -1, the new vertex has to be a 1, right? So these are opposites, okay? Plus k. K here is 0, so we can just write 0 if you like, plus 0. So there you go. And next, let's do this one. Okay, it starts with the black, then it goes to the green. That's fine, it's vertex first. So the new vertex here is at 0, what? 2. So h here is 0, k here is equal to 2. Alright, it still opens up. So the a has to be a positive number. Oh wow, look, it got what? It got stretched. So it got wider, and wider is when x is less than 1 but greater than 0. So this is like when a is a small fraction. Alright? Alright. We could actually find its value, but here I'm just gonna let a be like a half, just to simplify the problem, okay? Alright, so let's write the equation. We have g of x is going to be equal to a x minus h squared plus k. Alright, so we know that a here was equal to 1 because it stays up, so we can just write 1 here, positive 1. And we know that the h here is going to be 0, so we can just write here plus 0. And we know the k here is going to be 2. Oh, I made a mistake. We can't make this 1. Remember, a has to be equals to 1 half. So this has to be 1 half. Here, you might have seen it this version where they don't write that plus 0 here. You might see this version. 1 half x squared plus 2. You might see this version. Right? Okay? Where there's no plus 0 here. Right? But there you go. You have to know what your A, you have to know what happens to your A. Is it opening up or opening down? That depends on its positive or negative. How does the size change? Does it get narrow, wide, or stays the same, right? Narrow is when A is greater than 1. The same is when A equals to 1. And wider, like in this case, A is a fraction. A is in between 1 and 0. Alright, and you have to learn how to write your h and your k. Okay, when you write h, it has to be the opposite. Alright, but there you go. Those are all your solutions. Again, this transformation is a review of last week's. Right, so those are all your solutions.